Mic check. Check mic. Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Oh, hello. Hello? Testing, testing. Microphone is working, but I don't hear myself that well. Oh, heck. Huh. I don't know why I can't. Testing, testing, mic. Test. Testing, testing, mic. Mic test. Quiet. Hello, Mr. Joseph. Give me a minute. I'm having some technical difficulty. Can't really figure out why. Testing. 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 Testing mic check. Testing mic check. Testing mic check. Testing mic check. Seems like thing isn't picking up everything. I think what I increase the this is annoying. Testing. Hello? I still can't hear myself. So weird. Testing. 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 Put vol. Testing. 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 Test. Test 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Mic. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. Hello. Hello. Mic check. Mic check. Now that seems pretty crazy to me. Testing 1 2 3. Mic. Mic check. Mic check. Hello. Hello. Mic check. Mic check. Seems way too loud. I'm also clipping here. This shit makes no sense. Clipping, clipping. Yes, I am indeed clipping. Let's set this to 0. Check, mic check, mic check. I've never had to change these settings before. I don't know why. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check, mic check. Yeah. Yeah, my audio seems okay. I just can't hear myself, so it's something on my end here with trying to hear my own voice. So, okay. I'm going to go with that because I can hear myself kind of, not really, but it's better than nothing. All right, let's begin the music. Let me do some advertising. How are you, Mr. Joseph? Thank you for being here. All right, did some little advertising, whatever, who cares? All right, it's time to get to work. I kind of just took a little break this week. Well, actually, it was more like I kind of just didn't fucking do anything this week. Because I got, I felt so tired for some reason. I just felt exhausted. Fucking slept all day and I didn't do anything productive for about 3-ish days. But I was working on SFM here and there, just I wasn't streaming or anything. My whole purpose of streaming, right, is to kind of force myself to work on things with SFM. Particular commissions, because I need to get those done. So, but today I'm going to split that into commissions and Cyberpunk, probably Cyberpunk going first, for about an hour or so. And then around 8 o'clock, I'll switch over to commissions. Try to get that out of the way. So anyway, yeah, the purpose of these streams is to force myself to work on things. So I'm in a Discord right now of my animation group. So you might see people come in and out. Oh, actually, let me just do that. Actually. Maybe later. I'll be in Misk live stream. All right, so my friends here in Fluid Script, which is our little animation company production studio, we have pretty much the best SFMers there is in that group. So, you know, they'll just come in and, you know, some people will come in and out and it's just a chill thing, you know, where we just talk and hang out pretty much. I like that idea, you know, so I don't stream for money or clout or anything. But if anyone wants to talk about anything, I'm here to really just chat while I work, you know, with you guys, with anyone who wants to chat. Ask questions about SFM, about anything, whatever, like things going on in the world. So I'm going to open my beer here. And then while I watch this thing, naturally SFM is pretty boring to watch. So that's why, you know, this is a thing. So you'll hear me basically just dictating what I have to do because that's the only way to actually focus. Why can't I fucking open this thing? Oh, my fucking bottle opener is like all bent. That's why. Oh, also this is a twist cap, so I'm kind of opening it like a fucking caveman. Yeah. Smirnoff Ice Green Apple. It tastes very good. All right, so here we are here. I was doing some particle work, so getting my cigarettes to light. Smoking. I think I did all the cigarette work here. Yeah, I did all my cigarette work, which is great. So what I have to do next, so I was doing camera work. I think I also finished my camera work too. I just wasn't satisfied with this shot. I kind of wanted this shaky cam thing. It feels a little too shaky cam in this shot here. But I think it looks okay. There's just no focus on the cigarette, which is the star of the show here. I think I'm pretty much done with this. Oh, I was going to work on some finger stuff. That's what I was going to do. I was going to work on some finger animation. So, what is your favorite movie? It's a good question. I think I've seen maybe around 1,000 movies, hundreds of TV shows. My favorite, I have like a top 5, but the three best things, because some of them aren't really movies, but movies / TV shows, media, right, would be Inception is my first favorite movie, and I suggest pretty much everybody should go watch Inception. It's the perfect, ideal, it's just a really well-made movie. It's very philosophical. It's got the like really good kind of tone, if that makes sense. It's got this dream-like thing about it. I mean, it's a movie about dreams, but the tone of it, right, matches it, so it feels like it is a dream. And also it's a love story, so I think that's what's also cool about it, is that at the very core of that movie is a love story. And so it was like, you have your plot, right, and then you have the sub story, right, and the sub story is like air quotes, sub story, right, that's like the story being told underneath the plot, right? So there's always like a story that goes beneath what you're actually showing on the screen. And Nolan's really good at doing this with like 2 or 3 kinds of stories at the same time. So, Nolan's got a philosophical story, he's got the plot story, and then he's got the emotional story. So those 3 things kind of show up. But aside from Inception, right, the other thing that I like to really, that I really like in my top favorite is this movie called Spring Breakers. Very underrated movie, and I think it's kind of the same as Inception, but it's a lot more colorful. It's a lot more real, like as in it's based on more well, it's really hard to explain what it is, but it's just a very good, it kind of matches that tone, like it's got this dreamlike quality about it. I think in many ways it's better than Inception, because the editing of that movie is so crazy. Like every time I rewatch that movie, it's just such a deep, it's just done in such a way where you realize that it was put together expertly. The scenes, right, there's no, like, one thing about Spring Breakers is that there is no coherent set of scenes. So it's not like, okay, this scene happens and then the next scene happens and then the next scene happens. All the scenes are kind of melded together because of, like, it's just the way they do it, right? How they meld the audio with the video and the cuts. Like the scenes, there's no like distinct scene. They're all kind of just one scene, and it slowly transitions to the next kind of parts of the movie. So that's one thing I really liked about it, was the editing. But yeah, so Spring Breakers is another very good movie in my top movies. And then the last thing that I really like is this show called Black Lagoon, which is pretty much like a Tarantino. It's an anime, right? So it's like a Tarantino-esque sort of story about these pirates, modern day pirates. And when I say modern day pirates, I mean like basically just gangsters, right? But they're basically, it's like if pirates were in the modern day, that's what they would be doing. Good characters. It's very much a character study and not so much a it's got a really good plot and everything. It's got good plots and arcs or whatever you want to call them. But it's a character study about these characters, and that's what I really like about Black Lagoon. Is it's not just about the action. There's a deeper side to it. Like I said about the sub story. What's the story underneath? And in that same vein, it's also got this sort of dreamlike quality, but it's not dreamlike. It's more like nostalgic. More of a nostalgic thing. And those 3 movies have really shaped a lot of how I make my own stuff, like how I put my shots together, the kinds of stories I like to write. Those things like heavily influence me, if that makes sense. But I have like 20 top movies. I could probably go on all day about that shit. So let me put these fingers together. What I was doing. So what I normally do actually is I like to make base animations and then I like to just import them. So with fingers like this, I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to make some base animations in this place here, probably. I actually have a session specifically to do this, but I'm just going to do it here. Copy this character. Oh, I'm in the wrong shot. Fabulous. Yeah, Mr. Joseph, I would highly suggest you watch those 3 things. They're at the top of my list of things that I think everybody should go see. If you're into like Tracer Origins and how that felt, you'll be interested in those 3 things. You know, they serve the same feeling, you know. Okay, let me copy this. Paste it. Plant her here. Now what I'm going to do is basically I want to... So she's going to hold up this here. I'm going to playhead. Should I do that? I guess so. What I'm doing is I'm going to make some finger animations that that I can use, and then I'm going to just use them. I need a cigarette here. And what I kind of want to do actually is delete these. Paste them, then move them over. Okay. So she's got the cigarette in her mouth, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna straighten this hand a bit. So I want something where her hand is like flat. So I want an animation where her hand is flat. Well, her fingers are flat, I mean. So I'm going to push these out like so. I'm going to also push these out like this. Move this like that. Kind of see something strange with this, so I guess it can't be helped. Just looks odd. We move these fingers out like that. And the idea is we want the fingers to be kind of arcing. So we want this to sort of bend. So this has to be straight like that with the hand. And the ring finger has to be sort of also straight in the same way. And it is this finger, the index finger, which goes in this direction. So the index finger goes this way, and this goes in this way. That gives more room to do this. I'm looking at how my fingers look. So this goes like this. This goes like this. Alright, so that looks okay from that angle. From the front, it actually looks terrible. But that the thumb does this thing where it's jetting out to the side, curves like this, and it is also somewhat perpendicular like that. Let me see. So this actually has to be more this way. That. We move this a little further. This is not exactly easy. The angle at which this is going backwards, kind of like this. Closer in, maybe. Sorry, I'm staring at my own hand to see how to do this here. And let's see. The fingers, when they curve, they're kind of curved in the direction of this way. That makes sense. And now, in terms of how much they jettison outwards, so people don't actually hold like that, right? They hold it outwards like this. It's more like that. So basically straight up. Not exactly aligned with the knuckle, so that's kind of blows, but so I'm gonna move this here like this, and it should be a lot more jettisoned outwards like that. Also, this should be like this. This should be here. And now, when people hold it like this, the hand is actually supposed to be lower So this is not rigged or anything. So I'm gonna move this down. Maybe inwards. Move the forearm down. I need to move this back, actually. Like so. Inwards. That. All right, we're making progress here. We just need to move these fingers a little closer to each other. Basically, I want to get this perfect so that, because I'm going to save it and then I can copy paste it, you know. All right, so this is pretty good. It's not perfect, I think, with the arm, but typically that's how people hold that position. All right, I'm gonna save this one. I need leave, sorry. That's all good, man. Don't worry about it. I'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Let's see. So I'm gonna save this. Fingers. Geo and idle dash smoke flat. Yeah. All right, so that's okay. How did it move? It's crazy. Oh, it's because I moved. I'm just gonna center this now. I'm gonna attach this to her hand. I forgot what's exactly attached here on the cigarette. It's the root transform. Okay. Playhead. I'm going to open Discord and see if anyone actually talks in Discord. Read shit. Okay. So let's see. What? How is this not? How is this not aligned? How is this not aligned right now? Oh. Okay, now it's aligned. A very feminine pose. But you'll see how I use this later to make those animations more interesting. Okay, so what I want to do is another hand idle. Ty Taylor says, hey. Hello. Welcome to this little thing here. I guess I'll just explain why I'm doing this. I just stream to make sure I kind of keep myself working on things. Working on my commissions and this series called Cyberpunk Go. I don't do this for like clout or anything. It's just a cool thing, you know, to hang out with people while I get my work done. So occasionally you'll see people from my Discord pop in and just we'll chat and stuff. Other times it'll just be me just chatting with whatever, if anyone wants to say anything and talk. So if you guys got questions or just whatever, if you want to just talk about anything, I'm here to just kind of just chat while you watch me do this suffering. The suffering that is SFM animating. So anyway, right now I'm doing some hand animation. So I made this one. Now I'm going to do a version where it's like how people hold blunts, I guess. So where the thumb and the index finger is holding the cigarette. Let me see. I'm just doing things with my hands right now. Okay. So how this works is this arm goes up like so. This hand comes down like so. The thumb, instead of being inverted like this, is cupped. It goes out, right? It goes out and then it goes in at an angle like this. At a, I guess a very kind of shallow angle like that. The thumb also does something like this. The finger, the index finger, is also at an angle where it meets the thumb. So the thumb also is rotated this direction. So kind of like this. We'll see how much of a thing I have to do there, but now this gets rotated like that. And this is a little less rotated, like this. I think this goes like that. And now we have to make these two fingers sort of meet each other at the exact right angle, at the exact angle where they should meet. Like that. And then we just leave a little space for the smoky. Now we align it. Okay, that's cool. Now the fingers, they do this kind of, but they're more arced. So they kind of go like this, this, and this. This ring finger goes like this. This. And the pinky is almost straight, pretty much. Just slightly curved. But this is how you smoke a blunt, right? See how much. So most of the hand is curved inwards towards the index finger, like this. And the pinky goes in slightly like that. I think also we can curve these just a little bit more. I'm going to take this index, this ring finger, and just touch it inwards. know if I really like that, but I'm looking at my own hand. And I find that this bone sort of like jutting outwards. That one goes like that. Alright, now we're looking a little better. This one is not so... yeah. And this close it in like that. So this is the only thing that really bugs me, is how wide that is. But let's see what happens when we move this cigarette here. We're actually going to default it. We're going to unlock default. We're going to bring that shit here. Oh my god, what did I do to it? Whoops. Okay. Default the room transform again. I guess I should default the base as well. Okay. Now they're at the same position. Can't even see the hand right now. Turning off this AO setting. I must have changed it by mistake. Now I can barely see the thumb. Alright, that's not so bad. Guess we're gonna aim it sort of upwards, like so. I should make a male version as well, because I don't know how this works with, I don't know if it'll translate exactly for a female version, but let me see my hands again. My hands do this thing. Yeah, I guess that's pretty accurate. Okay, I really can't see this shit. So I don't know what happened to my ambient occlusion, but that's the color. That's the darkness that we're looking at here. Now I'm going to attach this to her hand, and we're going to see what it looks like. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? And root transform, playhead. So let's see if this looks good as a pose, right? Because that's the idea, is we want to make it look... we want to get into a pose. Let's see. Move this forearm. Looking at my hand again. I could probably improve this. Yeah, I could totally improve. I'm gonna make the fingers cup a bit more. And the fingers go like this. Move this. This rig is ridiculous. This rig is so stupid. I mean, I could use a proper rig. An IK. I mean, not a proper rig. I'm saying that I could use an IK rig to make this faster. But I just don't like how IK rigs affect the bones in some instances. I'm looking at my hand here. Trying to see that what happens is the hand goes in this direction, like that. It goes in this direction. And so the hand moves like this. I could probably do this a little better. Let me see. Well, first the cigarette would move, right? The cigarette would not be in this location. It'd be like this. And I can cup Rianescence. Hi, buddy. Came to say hi. Sorry, just finding out YouTube has emojis now. Lol. Emoji spam. Sorry, ruined the chat here. Glad you didn't notice that yet. Lol. Is that a cat in a box? That's cute. Hi, Rihanna. What's up? Come to join me. You know what's crazy? Did you? Oh, I don't know. Maybe he hasn't told you yet, so I guess it's a surprise. Your friend. Fucking cold in here. Yeah, it's cold here in New York City as well. Yeah, your friend Yeetus. I don't know if you know who he is. I mean, you obviously know who he is, but not sure if you knew who I knew who he was. But he made you something, so I don't know if you have seen it yet. Yeah, you've seen it. Yeah, he made you something. It's really nice. I was like, that's Rihanna. Did you commission him for that, or is he just like making that because as a gift? Really nice of him to do that. I don't know what's going on with this cigarette smoking right now, but it's a little wacky. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go like this. Feel like this should be lower or something. Now, I feel like this should be higher. Maybe not. I feel like the gap here is so large. It makes it look unnatural. Trying to look at this shape here. I mean, it's the right shape. But this is supposed to be like this. I guess maybe this can be more this way. No. Guess I have no choice. Seems weird. I feel like this is the right position, but this is supposed to be not so angled so deep. But I need to get it really... And then that's not the shape of my hand. Man, hold a cigarette and take a pic of yourself. Yeah, I'm actually looking at my hand right now and seeing what my hand looks like. I smoke all the time, so... Ironic since you know better how to hold a cigarette. Hi, yeah, it's hard to pose it. Need a reference. Now she's doing the right meme. The just right meme. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of just... Oops. Yeah, I'm kind of just looking at my own hand right now. And just noticing that this should be extended more in the lengthy direction. This needs to be just extended just like that. But this, so we're getting there, but it's just needs to be a little bit. Oh God. Kind of just losing orientation here. Okay. It's not perfect. It's not supposed to be completely down like that. It looks like a box or something. It's supposed to be more thing, but it doesn't really extend out as far. I'm just gonna leave it alone for now. I could do a better job for sure. Yeah, I could totally do a better job. I know I'm doing something wrong here. Because this is supposed to be angled down and out like that. And it's at this point where the cigarette goes. So this maybe goes down. Alright, I mean it's not perfect, but I guess it's a little better. It's just the hole is too big, so... Alright, now I'm gonna move the cigarette here. You can do it. How are you, by the way? How's everything? You could probably... why don't you join me in Discord? No, it's okay. You don't have to. Can you draw like bone points on the reference image and see how the bones look like and replicate that in SFM? Can you draw like bone points on the reference image? It's 2 a.m. Yeah. Can I draw bone points on the reference image? I mean, right now I'm not using a reference image, but could I do that? Yeah. but that's also a lot of work, and I'm lazy. so I'm probably not gonna do that. Alright, so now, okay, so now the idea is we want this to, so this is an okay thing. Let me see if I could move this just a bit, get it a little tighter in there. This is okay. It's not perfect, but that's at least the shape, you know? It's not maybe the right stretching of the fingers, but anyway, looking at my hand again, this is about right. So that's about the right angle. This is shortly behind. Yeah, I think this is the right. I guess it could be just a little bit deeper inwards. The pinky should go, I guess, like that. Now, in terms of spacing, sorry, talking to myself while I'm kind of looking at my hand. Makes me look funny. So they're all kind of spaced close together towards the fingers. So this is like this. The pinky goes like this. They're hugging each other like that. That makes sense. It's a little bit too much, but I'm actually going to move it just out a little bit. But this is the right angle here. Alright, so that looks pretty good. That's not too bad. It's not perfect, but that's pretty close. Keep going. Let me read this real quick. Yep, I think it's looking alright. Bend the pinky a bit. Bending the pinky. Let's see. Yeah, you know, I think you are right. I could bend the pinky a bit. Yeah, I could bend the pinky. I could find the pinky. Here we go. Right, so right around here. I'm going to move these other ones. Like that shape again. And just look from this end. Okay, so now it's a little more bent. That looks definitely better, I suppose. Yeah, that looks better. And let me move the hand. He's like, alright, cool. So, alright, now I'm saving this. Oh, fuck. I should do it for two hands, actually. One for each hand, but I'm not gonna do that. I should though. Export animation. Smoke. What should I call this? I mean, what would I call that hand position? Joint. I'll just call it joint. That's how you would smoke a joint, I guess. I need to add an abbreviation for left hand. actually need to go and rename some of those real quick. Oh, actually, Rihanna, since you're here, let me just point out to some of the issues with the models, just so that you know about them. I haven't told you about them just yet because, you know, it's just, I have to be using them to kind of understand what the issues are and stuff like that. Well, let me just give you a real quick rundown of some of the issues with the models. Let me just like rename this shit real quick. Left. Smoke flat. So left. Flat. Alright, so I got my 2 positions. Alright, so the first thing is, so I guess you have a delay. You have a delay on the YouTube, but I'm zooming in here. And basically the geometry on her arm here is just kind of missing. I don't know, it's just, there's no geometry there. It's just a hole in her chest. I'm gonna move her arm around that maybe you can see it better. But basically, if you look from this kind of angle, you can see into her body. So it's hard to really visualize, but basically this geometry here is missing, you know? It's like, you can kind of see like there's supposed to be skin here, but it's just a hole, you know? You could see into her body from here. So that's one thing and it only seems to be this particular model. So only this one with the orange dress. Yeah, I'll check on that in a sec. But yeah, so that's one of the things with the geometry there. It's only this particular one, so it's not the others. Like the others don't have this issue. So that actually makes me think why it's not CC3, because the other ones, well, maybe it is, I don't know. But the other ones don't have that issue for some reason. I would suggest maybe looking in if you still have the sessions. Yeah, the hooker one. Only she has this. I don't know why, but it's just, if you open your session, Blender session or whatever, just see if like what's going on with it and try to assess where it might have come from. And then maybe, once we figure out like why this one has this issue, you know, then maybe like if it involves CC3, you know, I re-export or something. I don't know. I don't know how much trouble it's going to be trying to fix this. So yeah, and so okay, so that's that thing. The other thing is this. I guess this is a very minor issue, but this earring is in the wrong place. The earring bone. So it's slightly to this way. So for example, when I swing it, right? So when I use this thing, you see how her earring kind of goes off of her ear on this rotation point. While the other one doesn't suffer from that issue. So like, for example, on this one, when I rotate it, you know, it stays pretty close to her ear. You see, so it kind of rotates around her earlobe, right? This one doesn't seem to want to do that. So it's because the bone is in the wrong place, so to speak. So basically, you know, it's got the wrong pivot point, and so it's not like on her ear. It just makes it pretty hard to just animate it at all. So yeah, sorry, let me read the chat. Nah, it should be easy. Oh, the origin point. Yeah, the origin point of this bone is sort of, it's just not on it. Like it's over here rather than on the earlobe. So, yeah, that's the issue with this model. And there's no other issues with the Geo models. Now the newest ones, right? The ones that you did most recently. Let me just load them. My session might crash, so let's hope it doesn't crash. It's 2 a.m. and that's crazy. That's not so bad. What are you doing up so late? Oh, it's Friday. Saturday maybe for you. So Jimmy is fixed, I believe. I'm pretty sure he's fixed. He's good to go. Stranger. Okay, so Stranger. The Stranger and Dwayne, right? So I'm going to pull the Stranger over here. I'm not sure if we need to fix it. Okay, so we do. So there's only one fix that we need to do. So, like, you know, Stranger, there's something wrong with his legs, but I actually don't really care about his legs because we don't see them. But let me see if I can replicate the issue here. So you see how, like, when I move his leg around, his skin kind of just comes out, I guess. And also it's transparent a bit. I don't know what that's about, but it doesn't, you know, the lower body doesn't matter for me, but I don't know, maybe that's, like, you see how the geometry kind of comes out from his thing, and it's kind of strange. But I don't particularly care about that, right? So I don't actually care about that issue. I'm just pointing it out that happened, that's happening with only this character, I think. But the other issue, so the issue that I do care about, because there are things that involve, like, being seen in the camera, is I think it's like, it has something to do with, like, where, like, how it was targeted or something. But like let's say I want to move his head, his jaw is going to do this thing where it just distorts. So I move his head over here, and you see how his jaw just does this thing. Let me see if I can, like, you see this weird, oops. You see this sort of weird thing going on? I'm trying to draw it, but it's right here. And the other side, his jaw it does this weird thing. And it's like, it's not a big deal, but it's kind of noticeable that his jaw does this, like, collapse here. And, like, I'm going to try to move it around. Like, you can kind of see, like, I mean, it's hard with this rotation circle to see it, but you could see his jaw just kind of just collapses into his face when he turns his head. I don't know if that's something that's actually fixable on your end, but that's one thing. And I think the issue is shared with other joints on his body. So, like, for example, this, the joint area, like, I'm trying to think of specifically what the issue is, but I don't know, maybe it could be something with the animation as well, but I don't think the joints are in the right place, if that makes sense. Well, let me just try to do my best to, like, I think it's just these knuckle joints. I think the pivot is, like, well, maybe not the pivot, but, like, maybe it's the procedural aspect of it. Maybe it's my imagination. I don't know, but I think it's, like, not properly thing, because how do I explain this? Because, like, I guess when you move your finger, sorry, I'm just trying to explain this. Like, when you move your finger, like, you see how this part over here, like, this part right here, it goes inwards. So when I move the finger out like this, his hand goes in, like, this, like, part of the knuckle goes into his hand. And I guess that's what causes issues, I think. Let me try other fingers, but now maybe that could be just an animation thing, but it's something that I noticed that makes it difficult to, like, this one doesn't seem to suffer from that issue. Like, you see how like, when I pivot this one, when I pivot this, well, I guess it does also, but it's a lot less noticeable. And the pinky is also a lot less noticeable. Well, maybe it is noticeable. I don't know. Let me see. I mean, I don't know, but I know that maybe it's on purpose. But maybe I'll open a session and then you can see, like, the issue I'm kind of having. It might be an animation issue. I'm not 100% sure. Let me check his other hand. Anyway, okay, so anyway, it's those things with like those two things. And then there's Dwayne, the last Dwayne thing. Let me pull him up here. There's not that many issues with him that are too crazy. And they might be issues you can't really fix. But I don't think he has a... He might have a finger issue just the same as the stranger, but I don't know, right? So I'm not 100% sure. But I know that his jaw does the same thing, kind of. But it's a lot less noticeable. So you see how like I move it in here and now his jaw like buckles in. Like you see how his jaw kind of just crunched up and now it looks funny. And you see it kind of just looks like part of his jaw just disappeared, you know? But it only happens at certain like angles. You know what I mean? Like certain angles of his head, it does that. And then I guess another issue which maybe you can't solve, but maybe I'll try to solve this. I don't know if there's a way that you know it can be solved, you know, is this clipping with the clothes, with the stuff here, his vest and his clothes and things. I kind of tried my best to fix the clipping problems with this character in CC3. But let me try to replicate that issue real quick. Let me see if I can do it. Okay, so his neck moves, right? And then you kind of see underneath his vest, you know? I don't really know how... So, like, when I was fucking around in CC3, I tried my best to kind of get rid of this stuff, but I don't know if I did. It was just, it was a pain in the ass to put this together, so I don't know. If you maybe have a solution.
With YouTube Premium, you can download your videos and watch them without Wi-Fi.
What is this?
Take your videos everywhere and watch.
No. Okay, so. Anyway, yeah, that's like the issues with these characters. Let me see if there's any other. I don't think there was any other issues. Oh, yeah, there is. There's one more for this guy. It's very minor. But when he moves his elbow here, the shirt kind of just does this thing. I guess that's a weight paint thing, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just listing all the things since you're here. But yeah, so this, yeah, when he moves his thing, it disappears. So, let me see. I don't think that happens. It doesn't happen on his other arm. So you see how like it kind of moves in like properly, the shirt with his forearm. So it's just this arm that has this issue. But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything. Those are pretty much all the issues that I've bumped into so far. So there's no rush to get those things fixed, but whenever you get around to it, yeah, those are just the issues that I've bumped into. And you can always chat with me if you need me to do anything on my end with CC3 and shit like that. Anyway, so okay, blunt smoking. The hidden faces weren't deleted. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I don't know why CC3 just doesn't delete hidden certain faces. I don't know. I guess that's why it's an annoying feature to depend on, because it's like, why can't I control that? Like, why can't CC3 let me control which faces I want to delete, you know? I feel like I don't know. It's weird because like I do delete them. You know what I mean? Like I delete them in CC3 by making them invisible, but then when you export them, it's like, it's just, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know why it doesn't fully cooperate. Okay, so I made my fingers. So I'm gonna play this scene. Oh, I'm gonna use my finger animation here, just to make it, just to see what I can do. The animation. Sorry. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put in this animation, finger animation here. I'm gonna delete. I'm gonna hide this actually, put it into. God. Renaming this. Fuck. Okay. So, how have you been, Rihanna? I'm gonna move this. So, I'm gonna see what I can do. She'll do this thing. We're right here. She opens her fingers. And then it'll return around here. So her left finger, import animation, hand idles, flat, smoke flat. Oh boy. Copy. Paste. All right, so because it's not like think what I'll do, because I don't want to move her hand at all. I want to maybe ignore the index fingers. So I want these. What is that sound? Am I tripping? Why do I hear static? Memory on red, yeah. Yeah, my memory is on red right now. Oh my god, this is not. I guess I have no choice but to move her hand. And I could just do this the old-fashioned way, which is to actually animate it. But I'm still gonna try flat. If I move her hand, I mean, maybe maybe I could attach it to the fingers. If they're attached to the fingers, though, what happens is it can get pretty nutty. What sound? No, there's like sound in my... I heard static. I don't know why. Let me see. Let me try to move it. Yeah, so if I move the hand... So her hand needs to be there, like that. But you know what I'm gonna do? So instead of doing that, I'm gonna maybe do some regular old... I mean, I don't have to do this. I could just leave it as is, but I do want to kind of make it interesting. So let me see. If I could do something like this. And then her thumb. I've done this before on another session, but so at least that looks a little better, but I want the thumb here. No one actually smokes like this. Oh, let me fix the angle. And now I gotta fix the timing so that the timing doesn't look ridiculous. So I'm gonna stretch this out. So that right here is when it ends. I want it to start right around here. And when it ends is around there. Yeah, okay. So now round tool. Thumb is too extended, too open. All right, let me check that out in a sec. I feel like I don't even like the position here. I don't even like it, the whole thing. Like, it's okay, but I like the other one better, if that makes sense. I think I'm more inclined to undo all this. Instead... Okay, whatever. Playhead. Instead, fix her rest position instead. Why don't you use graph for fingers? It's easier than motion. I find motion a lot easier than graph for a number of reasons, but like everything you see so far is just motion. There's almost no graph editor usage. Like you can check my graph editor. Like there's basically no, everything is motion. So I kind of prefer the motion editor because because what I'm doing right now is sort of really just finding a good pose, right? Because that's, so once I get the pose, then I do basically pose to pose with the motion editor, so to speak. Like that's what I really do for the most part. I don't do like graph editor keyframing, if that makes sense. Like keyframe. I do pose to pose pretty much, basically. And I do that with the motion editor. So this right now is me finding a cool pose. Like I just want to get a cool looking pose. And then I just have to be able to transition that pose into the next pose using the motion tools. So what I'm thinking is more fist-like, which I've done this before also often. So the fist-like thing is when the fingers are all like this. Let me see how close I can get here. All right, I want this to tuck in. I want this to tuck in like that almost. All right, and then it's going to spread out. Of course, it'll only be her two fingers. So what's going to happen is this finger is going to be over here like this. And so now I'm going to spread this out here. So it's going to go from this to that. It goes from a closed sort of position. You adjust the fingers and then it returns. So I'm going to open it right around here. I'm going to move it. I'm going to copy this. She closes here. Yeah, I hear the static again. That's some crazy shit. I don't know. Am I going crazy? I mean, there's something wrong with my microphone. I probably dropped it a number too many times. Magnet thing going on. God. Yeah, there's some static in my shit right now. I gotta figure that out. I don't know what's wrong with it. Alright, so that looks okay. I'm gonna round it here. I'm gonna round it here. Just make sure she's holding it right. Technically nobody holds it like that, but it looks cool in the camera, so. Let me see if I should maybe move it over here. No, I'll just leave it. I also kind of want her middle finger to spread open, maybe. Right here. Oh my god, this static is killing me right now. And I can't even think properly. Alright. So now I'm going to round this. Alright, cool. That actually doesn't look so bad. I'm just going to move this a tad in this direction. This is all kind of just really detailed stuff that I don't really need to do. Alright, let me read what you wrote here. It's easier than motion, aha, possibly, gee, my ears, logic, mm-hmm. I should do the same thing here too, but I'm not going to really bother. I think maybe I'll do it. I like the pose here, you know? Let me just think about it for a sec. Could do something where it's like, it's hard to believe this is just void. Well, yeah, it's void, but it's also a Cyberpunk game at the same time. Did you see the session? It's just a picture. It's just a picture. Like, this is it. It's all from the, it's like all an illusion, you know? Hey, Rihanna, have you heard from Melvin, or is he still not around? When's Melvin's birthday? Actually, matter of fact, when's your birthday? Let me fix this. I don't really know what I'm going to do here, but I'm going to try to mix it up so that it looks like her fingers move, you know? Because people don't normally not move their fingers. So. Trying to think. What would I do? I pulled out a cigarette of my own. Alright, so what I do is I close my fist. I make a fist. So it starts off in a fist. My hand opens. And then it closes back into a fist. Pretty much in this position, but it's just a little tighter. So I'm gonna do that. this. The thumb. Let me see. I just got my own hands here. The thumb goes over the middle finger. And these get tucked in. These two get tucked into like this. Basically the same thing I did on the actual on the other thing. These get tucked in. This one gets a little closer, and the thumb moves. I don't think the thumb can reach, but this is supposed to go like this, and then this, like that. But of course, you know, you want this cigarette to move. Like that. So the base is going to move. Well, the whole thing is actually going to move. Like this. I'm going to turn it. We're going to move it. Oh, I need to get in a better angle here. And like that. Okay. So that's a little better. You'd smoke the cigarette and not pay attention to the fingers. That's what you would do. All right, let me grab here. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Now the cigarette. Let's see how it moves. Yeah, that's pretty good. Of course, also it would open too, but I'm not going to do that. All right, so extraneous details aside, I kind of just spent 2 hours pretty much working on that. I don't really need to do it, but I kind of feel like I want to, just for that additional detail, you know? I need to work on her earrings, her earring physics. By the way, Rihanna, this whole thing is basically done. The whole show, the first episode is done. Every scene's animation and stuff. So right now I'm just kind of going in and putting in particles and kind of putting the finishing touches on the animation. There's still a couple, like maybe like 3 or 4 shots that need animation still, but it's almost 90% finished. And then I gotta send it to be lip synced. I mean, for voice acting. And then once the voice acting comes back, then I gotta... Yeah, the whole thing is done. Like, it's pretty much finished. That's why right now I'm just working on details and stuff. Like little things, you know, like the little details and shit. Yeah, I was actually finished pretty much like a month ago. Maybe a month and a half ago. But there was things that I could improve on it, you know, like the little details. I'm going to show you a scene. I don't know if I can show it on YouTube, though, because there's nudity involved. Do you think they would, like, if a model is nude, do you think, like, YouTube would, like, look at it and, like, take it down and shit like that? I don't know. Maybe I won't show it here then. I'm not sure. I actually don't really know if I should show nudity like that. I mean, it's not like it's age restricted, so I think I'm allowed. I don't know. It's hard to say. But I don't want there to be like, I don't want to open a session and, you know, there's nude models and just there's just a big fat dick on the screen when you open the fucking session. Because, you know, like the nude models, they have like fucking huge fucking butts and dicks and shit. It's annoying. Yeah, well, you could show in Discord instead. No, it's okay. I'm not going to do that. Okay, so Rihanna, if you see something that you think I should change up, like just let me know. I'm kind of playing it back and just seeing what I could do. I added some hair physics here so you could see her hair kind of moving a little bit. I don't know how good it looks until I export it out because it's kind of hard to see due to like the blur, the motion and stuff like that. But it's subtle, you know. Just subtle wind. And then I gotta do the wind physics for her earrings. Yeah, I gotta do physics for her earrings and shit. But I think I'm gonna wait to do a lot of the earring stuff until you fix the ear part of this model, because I mean I don't have to really wait to do that, but it's just probably easier for me to wait, do it all at once, you know. But a shot like this I can just do the earring fit. I'll just do it real quick on this shot because you can only see one earring. This is the good side. This is the side with the functioning pivot point, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Here, look, this is why I like using the motion editor, okay? I'm gonna do this. Okay, mouse settings. I put my mouse cursor down, the sensitivity down a lot. I'm gonna fix the position of her earring. Let me just zoom in here. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Oh, my mouse sensitivity. Move that. Let me turn my mouse sensitivity back up. Okay. 3, 4, 5. And now I got earring physics. You see it, right? So now I'm gonna do the bottom part, this the little tiny part, which is a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder to do the tiny one because you have to kind of sync it up with the bigger part, the one that's actually attached to her head. Now I'm gonna try and see how this goes. I'm gonna lower my mouse again. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, not good. Yeah, that was a little bit harder to do. But let's see how it looks. Just fix the timing here. Why did it just do that? It's so strange. Let me move this. Okay, smoothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna fix my cursor. Alright, and now the earring physics. That ain't so bad. It's okay. It's pretty good. A lot better than my usual attempts. I'm gonna just fix the very end here. I think what should happen is also the top earring moves a little bit inwards. I'm gonna do this. So when she stops, that's when the earring starts to move. Fuck, I can't see it. That's when the earring starts to move like that. Forward. But if it's too much, then it defies the laws of physics. Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, watching SFM is pretty boring, so I'm surprised you didn't just fall asleep while watching me do this. Oh, but yeah, that's why I like the motion editor. It takes really... Like, if I were to use Graph Editor to do that, it would take fucking forever. It would take the whole night just to do that. Would it look better? Probably. But I do also like the run and gun kind of thing about it, you know? It's a thing that happens in the moment, you know? I like that. It's like, sometimes you get surprised with how things look, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. So I need some earring physics here as well. Here it's got, I need both. Here I need both. Here I need that other side. This is both. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I should just do the good side at least. But I'm gonna just wait until both sides are ready to go. Because it doesn't take that long to do this stuff, you know? It'll only take me a day. I actually need to work on my commissions. I need to switch over and stop Cyberpunk to work on my commissions. That mem red is very tempting. Yes. Yeah, it's so close to just crashing. I'm used to it though. I had to figure out why it's such high memory right now. It shouldn't even be that high, to be honest. I think I have an old model that's taken up space. But I don't really know. Let me see. I have to go through and do like a cleanup session. I mean, I have to like clean up my session and find out exactly what takes up space and stuff. I think it's, I don't know. I have to figure it out, but like before I send this stuff out to Anonymous, I go and I clean up the shit. I clean up the session, find out what's taking up space and things like that. I think one of these is a video. These backgrounds is a video or something. Maybe not. I don't know. But yeah, it's too high. Like 3,000 is really high. This session is what? 70 seconds? But it's going to be shorter. It's going to probably be 50 to 60 seconds with the VA. Like once the VA's here, it'll be shorter. Right now it's just long so that it gives them some time to do the voice acting, you know? And I can kind of shift where I want their voices to be. So anyway, I'm going to close this and open up something else. I'm pretty much done with this, I think. Just looking over it now, see if I have anything else that I need to do. I need the backgrounds, that's for sure. That requires going into the game and stuff. Alright, let's see. Scene 0. Scene 0 is done. Scene 1 is done completely. There's one thing I could work on, but maybe I'll come back to that later. Scene 1 is this one. Scene 2. I'm gonna look at scene 2 real quick. I don't think I need to do any work on this one, except for the final 3 shots, which don't have animation, but I think this one is finished. Let me just check it out and make sure. Okay, so you know what I was talking about with the fingers? It might be an animation thing, but I'm not sure. Like I'm not totally. Damn, what the fuck? Copy to work camera. So you see like his finger here? You see like it's doing this like weird behavior. Like I don't know how to even describe it, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that, to be honest. Like it's just like, if like some of the fingers, like it just looks like it's like, I don't know, like it's like something isn't working. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm gonna see if it's an animation problem real quick, because it could be, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna reset this thumb. Because like I don't seem to be getting that issue right now, you know? I don't know, maybe I just need to do the hand animation again, because I don't know why it's like this. I don't know why that happens. I think it's an animation problem. I think you should just ignore what I said about the hands. This is a very obvious, it's a rigging problem. Yeah, I mean, if you have a solution for it, I'll accept like whatever you do. I have to like, I don't know, because it's so weird that when I reset it, it seems to be fixed. But I have to do this thing. Let's see. Move this inwards. Move this inwards. Move this down like that. Move this down like this. This over here. Let's see, I'm holding something, so if I'm holding something, this goes in like that. This goes in like this. And it does that. And this goes that. And now these pretty much cup like this. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like normal right now. But I don't know. I do see the. I don't know. Is it my imagination or I don't know. Am I going crazy? Okay. Just leave everything as is until I hit you with an update. Okay. So, I mean, I was able to fix this one by just resetting the shit, but it does look strange. Like, I do see, like, I don't know. You're right. I mean, yeah, like, I agree with you. I think it is a rigging issue. That I can maybe fix it with animation, doing it in such a way, but if you do find a solution, I'll take it. Let me fix this prop. Okay, so I'm gonna move this prop because he's holding a chip. You know what's funny? This chip is like, it's just a tiny computer. It's not actually a chip, it's a tiny computer. It's a tiny motherboard. You see, it's got the little CPU fan and the fucking all this other shit, the fucking USB memory chip here, the RAM and stuff. I don't know if you can see the RAM, but it just looks like it just looks like a chip, like a computer chip. All right, let me close his finger like this. No, let me close his thumb like that. Move this. Let's see if that's in the right place. Yeah. I guess when someone holds something, they hold it with the tips of their fingers, like this over here. And this is supposed to be okay, so instead of doing that, I'm gonna move this up, move this like this, and now, oops, I'm gonna move the thumb over here so that I can move the chip over here. Now I just need it to be closer. Need it to actually be making contact. All right, there we go. That's a little better. Boom. It's not exactly touching. I'm going to move this in just a little more. Alright, that's good. Let me mark it, because I think I have to re-parent it? Maybe not. No, I don't have to reparent it. That's good. Hello.
Oh wow, you are loud.
Nightingale, what's up?
Stop! Wait, don't talk. I need to turn you down. Holy shit. Okay, now talk.
Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my sound system. There's
Oh no, it's me. It's me. I've turned my sound up. That's all.
Okay. Right now I'm publicly streaming, so don't say anything incriminating. Like, you know, like you murdered someone.
What are you streaming on?
YouTube.
Hello, YouTube.
Yeah. It's not many people. It's not like a thing where it's like, it's not like for cloud or anything. It's just like, it's just a chill. It's a thing where I do it so like, where I can focus on just, it makes me not procrastinate. You know what I mean? Like I do it so that I work every day on something.
Mm-hmm.
So by saying I'm gonna stream this,
But you're streaming, so you're streaming publicly.
yeah, it's a public stream. Yeah. So
Any viewers?
I don't know. I for some reason I don't know if this view counter is accurate, but sometimes it shows like 0 people, but there's people chatting and stuff. But right now it says 1. But I know that I'm in here. Rihanna is there. And sometimes people
Hello,
just come
Rihanna.
in. Yeah, she's here.
I
so-
see.
Yeah, so I don't know what the count is. I don't know how accurate it is, but it's not that many people. It's not like I'm not like streamer famous or nothing. Like, but it'll be public though, so you don't want to like say anything crazy.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Say something crazy.
Oh. Yeah, like
Yeah.
don't say that you murdered somebody. Like planning a murder on stream. Yeah, Rihanna, look. I don't know if Rihanna can see my screen, but yeah, it's like his fingers look demented. I don't know.
Are you working on Cyberpunk?
Yeah, right now, so like if you look at the stream, I'm working on SFM, so I'm just like she can see my session and things like that.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I just popped in to say hi.
Oh, that's so nice. I feel so special. Nah, yeah.
I just saw on like Discord. It's like, oh, Encourt is in.
Yeah.
Call. I was like, I'm gonna barge in and tell him that he's amazing. You're amazing. Keep up the good work. Okay, I'm going to sleep. It is 9 a.m.
Okay. 9 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Yeah, you should go to sleep. It makes sense.
Okay. Adios.
Okay, see you later. Thanks for coming by.
Hey, bye. Goodbye.
Nightingale. I miss her already. Yeah, she's cool. Okay, so yeah, the fingers look demented. I don't know. Like they just look so weird. So yeah, you're right. It's totally a rigging issue. I hear people screaming outside. What the fuck? Sorry, I had to like listen in. Glad I'm not the only one who ducked sleep schedule. I'm surprised that watching SFM doesn't make you want to go to sleep. Like, it's so boring to watch other people do animation, but I try my best to make it, not boring. Like when I set up this whole thing with like streaming this shit, it's just supposed to be people like just chilling and talking while we work on stuff, I figure it would just be it would be cool just so that people who aren't like part of our group and everything are like can see what we do and stuff. Get to know people and ask their questions and shit. Everything all right out there? I don't know. Sounds like someone's no, it's New York City. It's just a city of noise. Alright, so I have to fix. So I really like this shot. Where's my light? The fuck? So I really like this shot. He puts his arm around her, right? And then he gets into her personal space. You know what I mean? Like he gets into her space on the screen, So I really like the way that the shot looks. But I gotta fix his arm to make sure it's like going over her shoulder. And then he punches her. The punch looks okay. I think it could probably look better. I feel like it's a little too slow, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might speed it up later. Abusive, yeah. I was gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add another scene. So I did a few changes to the script a little bit. Actually, since you're here, maybe you want to hear this. I'm gonna read you the monologue that's supposed to happen at the beginning. I'm gonna read you the monologue that happens at the start of the show. I think it's pretty deep, and honestly, I do like want an opinion on it because, you know, when you're writing by yourself, it's easy to kind of just think in your own head, but when people like critique it, it makes things sort of like, oh, does this sound cheesy? You know what I mean? So let me find this. It's all the way at the bottom here. This is gonna suck coming from me because I'm a guy and so my voice, I'm a terrible voice actor, but basically, so she says, so this is the opening shot, right? Like the opening shot of the city and stuff, and you see like Night City and shit like that, people walking, and the streets are very melancholy, you know, it's dark. People are just like, it just looks like everything is shit in Night City. And, you know, we're looking at the buildings, and it's got that feel, you know, like it's late at night. It's that feeling that of the city at night. And so she asks, do you remember your first kiss? And then she goes on to say, my first kiss was with a man having an affair on his wife and 2 kids. When he kissed me, I saw through his eyes and directly into his soul. All the emotion he had kept down came out that night. The longing, the rage, and regret. That night, his pain became my pain, but like him, I was in pain too. And in him, I saw myself. I gave him everything as he did to me. For the first time, I felt like I wasn't alone. Damn, after all these years, chasing that, where did that get me? I've wasted all this time. What am I doing? What's the point? Maybe I should just end it all. So like, that's like, that last line, maybe I should just end it all. That's when she's like, you know, that's when we see her like close into her face and she's kind of like getting banged, you know? Let me go back to YouTube here. It lacks force. The punch has no force. Yeah, I'm gonna fix that punch eventually, but for now I'm just gonna leave it alone. But you're right, I totally agree. Like it just needs to be faster, I think, just a bit faster. Let me see. Yeah, I'll sort through this eventually. But anyway, I gotta fix his arm, I think. Yeah, I don't know if you picked up on the context of like what she's even talking about, but basically, you know, her first kiss, right? You know, I think everyone kind of remembers what their first kiss was, right? You know, you're like 10 years old, 11 years old, it's with a crush, you know, someone that, you know, like we're in elementary school. I don't know if you have what kind of school is over in Egypt, but you know, I think it's a universal like idea, you know, like your first kiss is usually just like a little kiss on the cheek, you know, from your crush or something. And but for her, right, it wasn't just her first kiss was with this like 40-year-old guy who is, you know, and she was like, her first kiss, right, when she was 11, right, was with this 40-year-old guy, you know, and immediately after, you know, they have sex because she was like, basically she was child trafficked, right? So the whole thing is like, all that information is kind of just dumped in the beginning. So and you know, the audience has to think a little bit. You know, they have to think just a tiny bit about what's being said. But that's kind of what I like about it. Is like how dark that is, you know. How like, well, you know, I mean, I could go on about exactly what it means and stuff like that, but yeah, it's pretty dark. And I think it's a common thing that happens, you know, like child trafficking, and like people don't really think about that shit about how, you know, like how it can like screw up your life and stuff. But for her, right, like a part of it is also that there was a kind of sympathy for the person that she was with that night, you know, because, you know, you got to wonder like who the clients are when people do things like that. You got to wonder like what's up with them, right? Like, why would someone do that, you know, like have sex with a kid? Like, you got to ask like, why do they do shit like that? And so there was this kind of sympathy from Geo, right? Like part of her character is that we could discuss it more on Discord better than here, maybe tomorrow or something. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to know if you liked it or not. Like, what do you think about it? Like, you know, do you like it or not? Like, you know, yes or no. And then if you do want to talk to me more about it, we can. It's just, it wouldn't be private. It would probably be public, like this one, like this again. All right, so right now, I'm trying to fix this. So I want the motion to change here, and the motion stops here. And his arm kind of goes like this. Oh, but I don't want to cover the camera too much. I just want his arm somewhat visible. Somewhat visible. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And we're gonna lock his arm to her body by rigging him up. Rigging him up. So saving. Ranger. Rig. I like it, but sometimes I love to read and go through it more than one time so I could think more about it. True. It's on my phone, so it's not a part of the script yet. I have this huge notepad. Well, I use Notepad on my iPhone. It's just got tons of different story ideas and shit. You should actually see it. It's just like story ideas and stuff like that. But yeah, it's in my phone. It's not like in a script yet. All right, so on this rig, I gotta rig him up. See how this goes. Because rigs, oh my god, rigs are always trouble. Rigs are always big fucking trouble. Aim, you're not alone. Yeah. Do you write stuff? Like, do you like want to make animation? Like, is that a thing you want to do and stuff? I don't know. I'm curious because I guess I never asked. I don't know. Playhead. No, we gotta lock it to her body. So to her spine 4 maybe? Playhead. Okay, let me get rid of this Ranger mocap. Make it invis. Oh god, rigged. IK rigs. I don't know if you can see this craziness, but I also sometimes just write my thoughts. Animation is fun. So he puts his arm around her. Does this crazy shit over here. I don't really know what this is about. Oh, it's because I did a playhead where I wasn't supposed to. Okay. So right here. Let me see. I want to move this in position there. Right there, I guess. Okay, and now we're gonna play head. Well, now we're gonna fucking spine 4. Damn it. Spine 4, hand, play head. See where this goes. Why is this back? Okay, stranger. Alright, that's a lot better. Maybe her head flinch. Sometimes I feel like the mocap only moves the pelvis, not other spines as well. Sometimes I feel like the mocap only moves the pelvis, not other spines. I think... So let's see. On the mocap here. A lot of this has already been heavily edited, so it's kind of like hard to see, but most of the spines are affected by mocap. What's not affected by mocap is one of the spines is not affected by mocap. Well, actually, that depends on how you export it, right? Because sometimes you don't export all of them, all of the spine bones. I think I don't know which one I chose, but I think it was lower spine. I don't know. One of the spine bones have no motion. So here you can see, like, on this initial spine, there's no motion. For the Geo character. For Stranger, it might be a different story. Let me see. Nothing on there. So nothing on spine 1 either. Yeah, so only spine 2 and spine 4. Head and neck. So I probably didn't rig these two when it came to the when I exported it out. But you can, though. That's the thing, is like you're able to. But I guess I didn't for this. I don't know. And sometimes maybe well, this might be heavily edited. I don't really know for sure. Unless I imported some raw data, but I know that the hands, like hand motion, is not part of mocap, so the hands are always still. And the head can sometimes is not very good mocapped sometimes, so it's better to just leave it still as well. You know, most of this head motion is done hand animated anyway, so all right, let me see. So he looks over, he puts his hand around her. It needs to be fixed because his hand is clipping through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. Well, actually, he's rigged. So what I'm going to do, undo that, save, detach rig. Copy his arm, so his right arm. Copy that data from here. to the new one. And now we have rigged data on our regular thing, so we don't get any issues. And now we're going to fix this so that his hand isn't clipping through her head. And the way this is going to happen is we just have to move this forearm like this and his hand like this. And we're also going to go here and do just a little specific change to the forearm like that. Now we just have to smooth it out. It's a little rough around the edges. Actually, I don't think this is smoothed at all. I don't know why it's so rigid, but we're gonna smooth it. His arm could be lower. I would prefer if his arm was lower. So I might fix that. Let's smooth. We'll smooth this whole thing, actually. Smooth. Read this. Move Geo's head. Yeah, I should, right? Good suggestion. I think I should, actually. Yeah, head flinch reaction. Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. No need to move the arm again. You know, you're right. That's probably what I should do. Yeah, I like that. Thank you. I'm glad you said that. That's smart. Yeah, let me do that. The head flinch thing. Let's see. What would a head flinch look like? Let me just rename this Stranger Mocap. Okay, so Geo Mocap. So her head flinches when. So right around here, her head would go. Okay, so let me try to see if I could do this. Ready? Ready? You ready to see this? Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, I know what we're gonna do, just so we have a better head flinch. We're gonna take the neck and the head, rotation mode to local, and on this, so this way her whole sort of neck moves. So, okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Fuck. Does she have no head movement? Is that what's going on here? Oh, she has no head movement at all. That's crazy. I actually have to add some head movement, maybe, like by default. Okay. Let's see how that looks. I'll probably specifically move her head now. I'm live animating, so no. Let me go back here. Alright, and let me also... let me just undo that. Okay. Now, I'm gonna live animate her head here. And I'm gonna fix that head flinch. Let me smooth everything though. Smooth. Alright, yeah, the head flinch just needs to be a little more like a flinch. I gotta like go back and do that. You're welcome. Head flinch reaction to his arm coming her way. You're welcome, let's go. Smooth it out a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I just smoothed it out, so... You just see how it looks from here. Yeah, so her head shouldn't turn. It should just duck, if that makes sense. So I'm going to take her head, and it's gonna go like this. So, here we go. Let me just do that again. I need like a better angle here. Let me see. Let me just see how that looks. It looks like it goes just too far. Yeah, I just have to fix that too farness. I'll probably playhead it maybe. Let me smooth this first. I'll playhead right here by about half. And round this out. And I just need to smooth this motion with a round. That's not so abrupt. Let's see what it looks like from behind. Alright, that's not so bad. That's a little better. Smooth it out a bit. Maybe just have spine forward to move just a bit, not just the head and neck. Yeah, she could move her head and... I mean her spine. But that's okay, actually. Her spine looks like it's not in the right place. Spine looks... well, that's because her head is turned. Let me see what her... Oopsie. Yeah, see, the spine is supposed to actually not really move too much. I mean, not the spine, the neck. Anyway, I think it looks fine with the... Let me just see what this looks like. It doesn't have to look good. Like, it doesn't have to look perfect. It just has to... it just has to look good in the shot, so I don't really need to move the spine. Although I could if I wanted to make it better. And I might. Like, I just, you know, I might. Let me fix this dude's arm, because that's bugging me. I see it doing a violent jerking movement here. I don't really know what's causing that. I don't see it in the data, but... Why is this not... Why does this data look so strange? Huh, I guess that's just how the data looks. Okay. Yeah, but ducking the head is a good idea. I'm glad you told me that. Also, it's gonna be dark, so... And she's blurred, so... You know, those will kind of hide the shoddy the shoddy animation, you know. Let me see. I gotta put the chip in his hand, but I'm gonna just mute it for now. But I do have to put the chip back into his hand, but I'll do that later. It's not important. I need to lower his arm. I feel like it's just too high, maybe. Like it's too high on this shit. Like it should be this level, not up here. So I think I just need to re-rig again. So I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna copy the mocap. Call this rig. Save it. Rig. I'm supposed to be working on commissions right now. This is so bad. This is not good. I think I'll work on commissions when I get off tonight, because it's one of those things where I have to really put my mind to it, and talking at the same time makes it hard to really put my mind into the exactly how to change. You know, when dealing with things that are like really complicated and stuff, it's hard to talk at the same time. And the fixes I need to do that are left are just, they're the annoying kind. They're the kind that are really annoying. Okay, so he puts his hand, then it floats up. So I need to take this hand. I don't know why I need to rig it. It doesn't make sense. I know that if I move it down, I don't know why it didn't go to the place where I wanted it to anyway. Let me take GeoMocap, the spine 4, connect it to his right hand, playhead. No, not playhead. I need to, yeah, playhead. Oh, let me mute this one. Let me look at it in the shot. Okay, a little better. Actually, that's way better. His elbow just, it goes too high right here, I guess. I just need to move his elbow. That's not doing that thing. And, okay, so I just need to... Alright, that's good. Good. Alright, so now I can undo this, detach the rig, so hope SFM doesn't crash. Take the arms and copy up to here. Copy those. Put it on the stranger. Stranger danger. Perfect. Alright, so that was a seamless transition there. seamless. Getting that to work was seamless. So he's looking at her. Oh yeah, the punch. I'm not gonna work on the punch right now. I should though, but I don't think I'm going to. You're right, like the punch. The punch has some force, but also it just feels off a little. Also really dark. It's hard to see the punch too. I think it just needs to be faster. Or maybe the timing is off. I'm not really sure if it needs to be faster or if the timing of the punch is off. That's kind of my issue. I'm going to just see what happens. It shouldn't be too complicated, right? Yeah, punch is a bit unnatural. Yeah. I'm going to just see if I can, like, speed up his... What the hell is this? Okay. I'm going to see if I could speed up his punch by speeding up the whole animation. So the whole animation... Wait. Am I bugging? Oh, also his arm does this crazy shit too at the end. Alright, so... So from here to here, what should I make faster, actually? I think it's now too fast. And now I maybe just need to go, like, shorten this. Okay, make it longer just by one smidgy. One smidgy widgy. Rihanna, what do you think of that? Is that better or worse than it was before? If I make it slightly longer. I just made it slightly long. I made it the original length. So that the punch kind of sits there for a sec. Because the punch sitting kind of seems to... Yeah, I like the punch when it sits like that. And go up a bit too. It's more like straightly, the clavicle needs to move forward as well and go up a bit while punching. Oopsie. Hit some button by mistake. Let's look at his shoulder here. So we're looking at his punch, right? So I mean, it looks pretty good. feel like you're right. Like his clavicle here needs to kind of do this thing where it goes like maybe like this. Do you get what I'm saying? Or do you see what it looks like with the clavicle up like that? I mean, it looks pretty good, I think, with the clavicle up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, like you said, you know, while punching, the clavicle going up. So from here to here, the clavicle moves upward, like so. I think maybe a little more, like this. His hand is like inside her face, which doesn't make much sense, but I guess it does in a way. All right, so now his clavicle goes up. So do you see, Ariana? I changed it so that the clavicle goes up. So reading her last comment was, man's gonna kill her with that fist, lol. Yeah, punch in the air, you'll see the clavicle move up a bit. Like the man, like the arm doesn't just solely move the clavicle as well, yeah. Yeah, so I moved the clavicle up so that you can see the, yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but I moved it up. So it does, I think in my opinion, it does look better with the clavicle up, like you said. For sure, totally agree. And also you can see the punch more. Yeah, I think that's definitely, I think that adds to that punch. Better than it was before, like way better. Before it didn't look very good, the punch, you know. Now at least you can see it. I think before it was really hard to see and shit. So okay, that's that scene. Now here, I don't actually know what I'm gonna do here. Let me see. You just see the animation. I guess I could smooth it out for animation here. I could probably add some hand motion as well. I should probably add some head motion too, because her head is barely moving. In fact, I don't think her head moves at all. Okay. Her head should be aimed in such a direction, because I kind of want to be able to see her head, but also it kind of has to make a little bit of sense here. So her hand is covering her head. That's kind of the idea. So and it could be a little more better than that actually, but I don't think I'm gonna change it too much. I'm just gonna move her head and see what kind of position I can get it in. All right, let's see. All right, now this is the hard part. Okay. Smooth. Let's see what this looks like. I think I'm gonna move her hand. Probably move her forearm instead of her hand, but move her hand so that it covers her face a bit more. It's gonna be like this. I almost want to like lock her hand to her head, to her face. It's kind of what I want to do. This needs to be more like this. All right. I mean, that's okay. I kind of like how the hand sort of jitters around a little bit. I know I can't keep it that way, but I like the jittering hand, you know? I don't know. I feel like keeping that jittery hand. I want her to hold, well, let me think. Kind of want her to hold her head while she's leaving the car, but I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay. I'm just going to look at this and see what else I can find about this particular session. I mean, I could do... Oh, no. I already did camera work, too. Those are all done, I guess. I don't know if I want shaky cam or not. It's like handheld right now. Kind of hungry. Chip is floating in the sky here. This is the scene. So I have this mocap of her on the floor, but I need a new scene build. One with an actual floor, because it's just a picture. I don't know if you can tell. Here, you see this, right? Like, it looks like she's on the floor. Look, I'm gonna blow your mind now. It's just a picture. It's just an image. Isn't that crazy? Like the way you can kind of, like the illusion and stuff. She's not even like on a surface. She's kind of like hovering above a surface. No, but I need a better, I need an actual surface. So I need an actual scene build for this, I think. Get it right, because in motion it's just gonna not, it's gonna be too difficult when things are in motion. So anyway, this is that scene. These are the 3 shots that I need where I have the mocap, I just haven't dealt with these 3 things yet, but I'll get to that. Probably not today though. Maybe tomorrow. All right, so let's see. That's scene 2. Scene 3. Scene 3. That's the phone call scene. Oh, let's go scene 4. This is when Gio gets slapped by what's his name? The pimp. But if you plan to have like shadows and shit, then a pick is no good. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's it. That's exactly it. Oh, my shit crashed. Yeah, if, with those backgrounds, it's impossible to use shadows and stuff. So I need to make an actual scene build, you know? So I have to approach those 3 shots from a different perspective. I kind of really want to go into the game, see if I can take pictures of walls and things and use those as textures. I kind of want to do that. But I don't know. I don't think that actually works. Or I don't think it would actually work. It could. If I did it right, it could work. And I think it's worth a shot. It's worth trying. Okay, so here I just have to, so I put in the new oh, what? I changed his hair color? Okay. I don't know what I did the last session, but I think I was just messing around and changed his hair color for no reason. I think I was just experimenting with his hair color. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's gonna remain purple, whatever purple color it was before. Alright, so I need to fix the character. And I have to do that by copying. No, I have to save. I put in a new Jimmy. Yeah, I have to actually create a new one. The reattach to model, it doesn't fix it for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I might give it a try just to make sure. But I remember last time I couldn't just reattach to model. So this Jimmy has a root transform. So add scale to controls. Oh wait, does he have a root transform? He does. Okay. So now I copy this animation. Paste it here. And now I mute. Oh no, I did that wrong. This is the Jimmy model. And I copy this and I paste it here. And now I silence the old one. Alright, and he looks okay. Now the things you added was the procedural, right, to his hair or bones or something. I don't remember. I think he added procedurals to his hair. So, which is good. That's what I needed. All right, so this is fixed, but I gotta change his hair back to his original color. Show an element viewer. Okay, get rid of this. All right. I gotta fix it here. Look how crazy that looks. That's so funny. All right, so I'm gonna do the same thing I just did. And then I gotta do some cleanup on this session, like organization, because it doesn't make any sense. Actually, it's already organized. I just gotta get rid of these extra jimmies and stuff. You make procedural bones to manually move them. Oh, really? I'm gonna try that in a second. Let me just fix what I did here. So I take this Jimmy model, copy his data. This one should have a root transform. It doesn't. Why? Paste. Alright, mute the old Jimmy. Welcome the new Jimmy. Yeah, I guess I do have to like bake his procedural bones here. Let me see it. I don't know, I really like how the procedural works with it right now. You did a good job on putting those in. It's just it's clipping through his jacket, so I feel like I need to. So okay, you're saying like if I bake his procedural, because the animation will stick, right? The procedural animation will stay. All right, give me a tutorial, Rihanna. How do I do this exactly? I go and bake procedural bones. And now I should go to which bone now? To the jiggle hair? Is that what I'm doing? See, because now his hair doesn't jiggle anymore. Do you get what I'm saying? His hair is now straight once I baked the procedural bones. Oh yeah, this beer is so good. And I have a cigarette next to me. It's so tempting to smoke it. Yeah, so well, any ideas? Sorry, by the way, there's a delay, so I'm waiting reading your chat and waiting. So I'm gonna just undo for now the procedural thing, because I really like the way his hair moves with his movement right now. I just need to figure out how to. I mean, I could just not care about the clipping, you know, it's not a big deal, you know. Would it be better if it didn't clip through his jacket? Probably, but also, I don't know. I like that movement though. The movement is so nice with his head. It's just it clips through his jacket, that's all. So I mean, I don't really care much about it, but I know Anon is probably going to be like, meh. Nah, I'm just kidding. Okay, so all right, so that's fixed. I'm going to do the same thing here. Get the new Jimmy. The new Jimmy. The Jimmy Jammy. Copy, paste. this data. Right. Oh, what the? Okay, yeah. Paste. Silence the old Jimmy. I gotta do something with his fingers as well. His fingers are a little bit not right, but I have to make them. I have to make them new. Because I don't have any finger animation for him. Or rather, it's not compatible with the old thing. And I do have to do a little work here with fixing this alignment. Alright, copy, paste. Yeah, the alignment here. So his thumb is supposed to be on her face and moving with her a little bit better. The original is like exactly on it. Let me see the original fresh mocap. So on the original, well, the original doesn't even seem to exist. Fresh rigged. Okay. Yeah, so he uses his thumb as a pivot point on her chin, and has his hands resting on her neck, or his fingers resting on her neck. So with the new Jimmy, I just have to figure out how to translate that to the same thing. Oh, it's because this rigged Jimmy had his fingers attached. Wait. How am I going to do this? I have to think. There's not one person with a normal hair color in this project. Lol. I'm jealous. This scene looks nice. That's so funny. I have to think about that now. No, yeah, there's characters with normal hair color. Dwayne. Well, there aren't that many characters. One of them is bald, right? The previous guy from the other scene, the stranger, he's bald. There's Gio, who has crazy hair color. This guy who has crazy hair color. But then Dwayne has normal hair color. The first dude in the very first scene has normal hair color. And then there's another character that has a bag over his head, so you can't even see his face or hair or anything. And then the next episode, everyone's gonna have a wacky hairdo. So I can't wait to get those new characters, but I have to work on those commissions before I can get those new characters into your hands, you know. One step at a time, you know. Let me look at the characters real quick. I think I only have 2 characters left. Where the fuck are the pictures? No. Where the fuck are they? Models. Maybe it's images. Character design? Yeah, okay. I was wondering. Alright, so this character has purple hair. This one has purple hair. This one has white hair. Match. See, Dwayne has normal hair color. He's got normal hair color. So I only have this character and Match left. Those are the only 2 characters left for the project. For the 3 episodes. Then I'm hoping I can maybe get some rips from Cyberpunk game So you'll probably get your hands on those because you might need to rig them. But they would be like NPC kind of characters, you know, just like background people. I need some like for the third episode. I need like a bunch of other stuff, but you know that's later. So, anyway, let me see. Fresh rigged. Okay. I feel like I don't know why it's so different. Like, I don't know why it's so... Maybe I could just copy this and paste it. See, that works. But, oh my god. Do you see this? Nightmares. Let me see his hand here. Let me figure this out. Yeah, so that was the issue with the hand. So I just need to find that. I mean, it could also be a size thing. Because he does look like he's not in the right position. If that makes sense. Like he's too tall or something. And that's why the hand does that. I think... Of course, damn. Oh, NPC, that's great. I'm dying, lol. Should have taken a screenshot. Hey, we're gonna be staring at this for a while. For the next, like, 5 minutes. Until I fix this. Nightmare. This is some funny, crazy nightmare shit. You're right, I should take a picture. Left 4 Dead 3 Cyberpunk edition. Okay, let me deal with this now. Hand. It's this hand thing. It's like a hand procedural or something. Like it's some kind of bone here that is bendable. Maybe. I don't know. Let me just... Maybe not. Because you know what? Let me just unclick the left hand and then import sequence and see what happens. I mean, this looks fine. I don't actually need to edit it any further than that, so... Oh my god, why is his hair doing that? It means that there's some shakiness in his body, probably. His animation needs to be smoothed so that the hair doesn't jiggle back and forth. I think that's why that's happening. Let me just make sure this is like okay. I need to fix his fingers. Let me undo that. Alright, it's not exactly perfect, but it's pretty close. I think with some changing the finger position a little bit. because finger position could totally be a little better. But I want it to happen only here. See how his thumb. Okay, so this thumb, that. Oh, wait, what? Does he not have a smaller thumb? Like a thing for the very end? Should be here. Maybe it's not. Bip breast. He's got some breasts. Look for twist, forearm twist. Just copy and paste the hands and fingers. Should have taken a screenshot, not the whole thing. Look for the twist. Yeah. Does he have some breasts? He does. Just kidding. I'm looking for a thumb. The thumb. Maybe he doesn't have one. Yeah, he does. No, it's just this. Okay. So I just have to like make do with this. I mean, regardless, it still looks fine. Like, that looks totally fine, you know? Let me move his thumb a little bit inwards. Is that his Adam's apple I see? Is it really that large? Do you see the Adam's apple on him? I guess it's supposed to be that large. I don't know. This is my CCC skills. You know what I mean? Like, this is... I'm not a good fucking modeler, yo. I mean, it's not so bad that it's that large. It's just weird, I guess, for me to see it. From like an angle, you know, seeing someone's Adam's apple from the behind them. It's kind of crazy, but that's what I get for not. I don't know. I'm just, you know, I'm not the best modeler. You know, I just made those models and stuff. But see, this is why I need to find a modeler who's actually good. Of course, you know that'll cost money. So. All right, so there's just a little bit of jittering because of he's not what's it called? He's not rigged to her, so he's I could do that though. Let me just save it and do that. I'm gonna rig this model fresh. They have the same skeleton, right? Why did his fucking hand change? Fuck. Damn, see that's what I was afraid of. Was the hand changing. Let me see what it looks like. I mean, I'm just kind of I don't need to do all that. Like I just don't need to do it. So I feel like I shouldn't do it. It's a minor nitpick that only I could probably see. I can model from scratch, but my problem here is that I cannot texture shit. Making skins from scratch is the hardest thing ever. Definitely. I can't do anything involved with making models, like, unless it's CC3. You know, I wouldn't have the patience to make models, you know, because it actually takes a lot of talent and time to do it, you know. So I have like it's not my thing, you know. So it makes sense for me to do this. You know, this is where my experience is at. And if you model and stuff, you know, that's where their experience is at. And it's like what's it called? It's like a profession in and of itself. Like that's how, you know, it's a thing. You know, it's also a little bit of talent, because it's like you got to envision how a person looks from, you know what I mean, like their style and shit like that. Like when modelers create people like Tracer and stuff, and like they had to really think about how they would look, you know, like their style, you know. They're all human beings. It's just they have this specific look that defines who they are. Like that's a very artistic thing, and it's just not my thing. But yeah, if you're into that would be pretty cool if you became a modeler, and you'd get paid a lot, probably, to model stuff. Not by people in SFM community, because, you know, they're not even looking for models, you know. Most of them, it would come from game makers, you know, people who are making games and making, you know, stuff like, you know, well, I guess it would mostly be games, so animated films, I guess, maybe. But I think that's just like, it's a little bit more. I think that's a little bit more of a deeper thing than but I know for games, they're just, you know, if you're a modeler, there's plenty of work out there, if you know how to create models, you know. I only model based on references. I think everyone does everything based on references. I don't think nothing is truly original, you know what I mean? So but you know, those companies and stuff, they go through a lot of trouble to make their characters unique, you know, and special, and look cool, like look a certain way, like that term that I'm using, that look, it's called aesthetic, you know, like it's a certain aesthetic, like it's hard to describe what aesthetic kind of is, but Cyberpunk's aesthetic, right, is like the aesthetic of the game is what makes it Cyberpunk, you know what I mean? Like that's when you look at the game, you think this is Cyberpunk 2077, even if you didn't know the title, you know, of the game. You know that the aesthetic of Cyberpunk, you know that it belongs to the game. And so that aesthetic property is like it's an artistic thing. Like, same thing with Overwatch, you know, all the characters, they have this vibe, you know, the aesthetic, that when you look at a character, you know, it's from that game. That's from Overwatch. Apex Legends has that. Well, every game pretty much has that, except for very generic ones where it's like, oh, I don't remember, like, for example, like from Detroit Become Human, if you look at the characters, most of the characters, they look like any other game, you know what I mean? It doesn't look like it's Detroit Become Human, other than the specific like the outfits of the robots. That's like the only thing that really distinguishes it from being a different game than any other generic game, is the outfits of the robots, and of course its story. Like its story is what really sells, you know, the thing. And they weren't going for the style, you know, like Detroit Become Human wasn't going for that aesthetic, you know. They were going for, we want it to be realistic, you know what I mean? Yeah, like a style. Only model based on references, probably, yeah, like a style, yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like a style thing. But not all of them do it, right? But many do, right? Many are looking for that kind of, can you make something that has a style? But then you got some where, you know, they're not looking for style. They're just looking for a model, you know, like a thing, you know, like an NPC, you know. But I'm talking about games. Like, they have like departments for this. You know what I mean? Like, they have like specific departments specifically for making their game fit a certain style, you know? Like Overwatch, I guess, referencing Blizzard. You know, Blizzard is like their, you know, their controversy going on right now. They have a certain they have departments for those things, you know, like entire groups of people working on how this character poses, you know, like how this character's clothes sway in the wind, you know what I mean? Like, those design elements are part of modeling in that way. Model designing, I guess, you know. Okay, so let me put this together here. So copy, paste. Now they're the same. I mute this. Now I save. Is his hand in the right place? It is not. Okay. Can I just... Is this not... Did I not copy it from this? Can I just do that? Still not in the right place. That sucks. So I just gotta like deselect the hand, I guess. No. How do I do this? Think. I gotta... I gotta take the fresh rigged. Oh, fuck. I did that wrong. I'm on the wrong thing. I gotta take the fresh rigged. And then I got to deselect the hand. I'm pretty sure this is how we did it the first time. Select Jimmy and paste. No. No. I select everything. Then I paste. Then I select everything here except the hand L. Right? It was L? Yeah. And L. Hit import sequence. And that fixes everything about him. Alright, so now I can mute these two. Save. Alright. This is also pretty much done. There's nothing much to do on this. I think that's all I had to do. I'm lost, yeah. It's okay, I figured it out. Geo gets slapped. Oh, that's right. I gotta fix his fingers and shit. I gotta give him some proper finger animation. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. Maybe I'll do it. I'm gonna check something else first, but this session's pretty much done. Is there earring physics actually on these? There isn't. Okay, so All right. Yeah, eventually I'm gonna just have no choice but to work on commissions because I'm practically done with this shit. I think the slap needs clavicle movement. I'm not gonna change that animation. I think it looks good right now, and I don't want to fuck it up. You know, if you touch something too many times, it might get all more fucked up than when you left it. You know, so I'm leaving that animation alone. That's why I asked for the special skeleton request, because I did the animation before the model came, and I was like, okay, this looks good, but you know, if it was a different skeleton, I would have had to do the slap all over again. So that's why I asked for the specific, skeleton. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so in this session, I have animated lights, and I have to change those to regular lights. You want to see something cool? Excuse me. New light. I got my new light here. Are you ready for this? Set light gobo texture. Degrees. Copy the light. 80. I hope this works. What did I do wrong here? 0, 0, 0. That's what I did wrong. Copy this, paste it, and rotate it 180 degrees. I guess I should turn down the intensity, but and there we have a point light. A non-animated point light that I probably got to fix, actually. Turn down this intensity. All right, let me get rid of these other lights. I need to change the color of this one. And then I need to fix it so that it's casting proper shadows on the stuff here. Why is it rotating like that? Did I do something wrong? Like, why is it rotated? I swear to God I did this right. I set everything to fucking 0. Why? Why do you do this to me? Fuck. 0. 0. Big 0. Okay, now 180. 180. Fuck. Alright, now let's figure out how to turn this to get the right angles, so to speak. It's not the best, it's not the most It's got its own set of issues, these point lights. But it's not that big of a deal. Oops. It's just moving this in such a way where the shadows don't trip out. I might do that by just increasing the FOV. Though I would prefer a lower FOV. Okay, so it looks like 0.92. I'm gonna see how much I can get away with. I can get the crispy shadows. In 10 minutes, I'm gonna actually stop streaming and because my neighbors will kill me. Making noise and stuff. I can't make noise after a certain time and shit. It's so annoying. Yes, point lights. It's beautiful in SFM 1. I love point lights. I'm just so in love with that fucking technique. It's like, I love it. Okay, so shadow filter size. Turn that down. Oh, let's turn this to 0.01. Oh my god, does it have to be bigger than 0.01? Jesus, man. Alright. The light now has to be a certain color. Has to fit this color. You're not noisy though. I know. It's just my neighbors are crazy. They complain if I'm talking at night. And it's like fucking ridiculous. Like I barely make any noise. But they still complain. It's like, what the fuck? Is this really the color of this light? That doesn't make much sense. Is it yellow like this? Let me just see what this light looks like. It is yellow like that. Is it that this is just brighter? I guess this is just brighter. Maybe it just needs to be less bright. Three maybe? Okay. Try that. And we'll copy this. Turn this down. Alright, that looks accurate. Just making sure my shadows could use a little help. There's a couple issues with some of my shadows, so but I'll fix those later. I'm gonna just make sure this is like, is this not the same 92 and 32? Right. Let me try to rotate this. So that looks fine. You can't even see the shadows, so... Let me see something. You can see that shadow very clearly. Damn, that is such a crispy looking shadow though. Like, why is it so crispy? My shadow filter size here. Oh, radius. That's right, radius. Radius, yes, yes. That's what we need, yeah. Radius. Just noticed it's almost 5 a.m. Yeah. It's pretty late. For you. Early for me, but late for you. I'll be doing this tomorrow. So, you know, go to sleep and dream interesting things. And if you come back, I'll probably do this tomorrow. I just don't know what time. Honestly, it's just a thing where it kind of just happens based on how I'm feeling at the time. It's a copy, paste, and this light is going to go to the center here. Hope I can get away with this. We'll probably have to make adjustments on a per scene basis. Per shot basis, I mean. Blue. Okay. Copying these values. My other point light. I mean, Anonymous is going to do lighting anyway, but I just want to do this for consistency's sake. Now the idea is to get the same feel as my previous lights. So, yeah, haha, hopefully we talk tomorrow. Yeah. We'll chat tomorrow. If you come by. Meow. I should be working on my commissions. Yeah, this vibe is much darker. It's got a darker vibe. And the reason it's darker because this light, well, the other one's not a point light, so and also it just seems too bright. I don't know why. Let me try this value for the quadratic 10. It just seems way too bright, the whole shit. Needs to be a lot dimmer. I'm about to just start at 0 and bring it up. we'll do this. And for this light, right, that looks a bit more better, I guess. Accurate. Naming these. Yeah, this one's done too. This one's all finished. Just gotta like replace the lights. And then check and see if there is anything else that I need to do on this. Slowly but surely get to the point where there's nothing else to work on. I have a special Spaghetti-o. I have a special light set up here. My God, she looks evil. I have a special light set up where one of these lights is casting a rim. Well, it's 2 rims, apparently. 2 rims. Let me check these. These are the ones I don't want. These are the special ones. Which I might change because it does make her look a little too bright. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm not doing the lighting. It's gonna be anon. So just so long as this is here and it makes sense. Alrighty, y'all. It is 10 o'clock. Rihanna says, see ya. Yep. Yeah, so if, so that's gonna be it for today. I'll be on back tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Thanks everyone for coming by. It was fun. And I really enjoy this, actually. I really enjoy doing fucking this streaming thing and talking to people. Anyway, Rihanna, if you're still there, I'll see you later. Go to sleep. I'm gonna go eat and have a smoke. So, have a good night, y'all. How do I fucking turn this off? Fuck. Where's the page? Where's the page where I can turn this off? Am I stuck in like Bizarro World? I don't have an end stream button. I'm scared. What do I do? Dream button. I'm scared. What do I do? I don't have an end stream button. What the fuck? I guess I'm destined to stream for the rest of my life. Fuck. How do I stop this shit? Someone fucking come help me. I don't know how to stop this. I don't get it. Like, what the fuck? It says go live, but I'm already live. Okay, now I see the end stream button. Jesus Christ.